The old abandoned house on the edge of town has always been surrounded by rumors of ghostly apparitions and strange noises. Despite the stories, a group of thrill-seeking teenagers decides to spend the night inside. However, what they encounter is far beyond anything they could have imagined. Trapped and alone, they soon realize that the house is haunted by a powerful demon, using the teenagers as sacrifices to remain anchored to the mortal world. Can they survive the night and escape the horrors of the abandoned house, or will they become its next victims? The old abandoned house stood alone on the edge of town, its windows boarded up and its roof caving in. It was the kind of place that most people avoided, but for a group of thrill-seeking teenagers, it was the perfect destination for a dare. No one knew who lived in the house or why it had been left to rot, but the local kids whispered stories of ghostly apparitions and strange noises coming from within. Some said that the house was haunted by the spirits of the former residents, while others claimed that it was the site of a dark ritual that had gone wrong. Despite the stories, the teenagers were determined to spend the night inside the house. They laughed and joked as they approached the front door, but their laughter quickly turned to fear when they realized that the door was unlocked. As they stepped inside, they were greeted by a musty smell and the sound of creaking floorboards. The only light came from the moon shining through the boarded-up windows, casting eerie shadows across the walls. The group split up to explore the different rooms, each finding nothing but cobwebs and dust. That is, until one of the teenagers stumbled upon a secret room in the basement. The room was empty except for a large antique mirror standing against the wall. The teenager approached the mirror, and as they looked into it, they saw something that made their blood run cold. Their own reflection was not staring back at them, but the face of a ghostly figure with piercing eyes and a sinister smile. The teenager screamed and ran back up the stairs, only to find that the door to the room had disappeared. Trapped and alone, they soon realized that the ghostly figure was not the only thing lurking in the shadows of the abandoned house. One by one, their friends began to disappear, and the teenager was left to face the horrors of the house alone. As the night wore on, the teenager heard strange noises coming from the other rooms, whispers and laughter, the sound of footsteps, and the creaking of floorboards. They tried to find their way out, but the house seemed to change and twist around them, leading them in endless circles. Desperate and scared, the teenagers stumbled upon a hidden room filled with strange symbols and ritualistic artifacts. It was then that they realized the true horrors of the house. The house was built on the site of an ancient burial ground, and the former residents had been practicing dark magic, using the spirits of the dead to summon forth a powerful demon. The demon had taken the form of the ghostly figure in the mirror, and it had been using the teenagers as sacrifices to keep itself anchored to the mortal world. The teenager realized that they were running out of time, and in a desperate attempt to escape, they broke the mirror, freeing the spirits of the dead and banishing the demon back to the underworld. The next morning, the police found the teenager curled up in a corner, babbling about ghostly figures and a haunted mirror. They never found the missing teenagers, and the abandoned house remains standing to this day, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked in the shadows. However, not everyone believes that the demon was truly banished. Some say that on quiet nights, they can still hear the whispers and laughter coming from within the house. Others claim to have seen ghostly figures wandering the grounds, and some say that they have even seen the ghostly figure in the mirror, still haunting the abandoned house. Despite these stories, the house remains untouched, and the townspeople avoid it at all costs. Those brave enough to venture near the house often report feeling a sense of unease, as if something is watching them from the shadows. Over the years, several people have attempted to investigate the abandoned house, but they always seem to come up empty-handed. Some say that the house is protected by powerful dark magic, and that any attempt to disturb its secrets will result in dire consequences. However, There are always those who are drawn to the mystery of the abandoned house, and they continue to flock to its gates, seeking the thrill of exploring its dark and creepy interior. But they always leave with a newfound respect for the unknown, and a lingering fear that the ghostly figure in the mirror is still watching, waiting for its next victim. The legend of the abandoned house continues to grow and evolve, and it remains one of the most frightening and mysterious places in the town. And for those who dare to venture inside, the terror of what they may find will haunt them for the rest of their lives.